It's the 11 biggest ships. Azam is an Arabic word that translates to resolute and is also the name of what is widely regarded as the world's longest private yacht. Azam was commissioned by Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of the UAE. Estimates put the cost of building this yacht at around $605 million. It is 590 feet in length and is capable of cruising around warm waters at high speeds. One unusual feature of the Azam is its unusual small draft, which is the depth of water a ship needs to float. Its draft is only 14 feet. The Esso Atlantic and its sister ship, the Esso Pacific, were one of only 7 ships in history to surpass a carrying capacity of over 500,000 tons. It had accomplished this feat years before many of the more modern supercargo ships were even constructed. They were first built in 1977 and served for 35 years before being decommissioned in 2002. That's a pretty long lifespan for a supercargo ship. The MV Blue Marlin is the mother of all cargo ships. It's the ship you call when you need to ship a ship across the world. It is 712 feet long and 138 feet deep. It has a deck that is equivalent in size to 2 soccer fields. It once carried 22 barges across the ocean from South Korea to the Netherlands. Another time it carried the sea-based X-band radar, which is a 49,600-ton rig. The biggest piece of cargo it has towed is probably the Thunder Horse BP oil rig. It carried the 59,500-ton rig from South Korea to Corpus Christi, Texas. The TI class supertankers are a fleet of oil tanker ships that belong to Tankers International LLC. The fleet includes 4 ships that are called the TI Africa, TI Asia, TI Europe, and TI Oceania, and are sometimes collectively referred to as the Fantastic Four. Each ship is designed to transport crude oil and weighs 517,660 tons when fully loaded. When at full capacity, one tanker can hold over 3 million barrels worth of oil. Of the 4 originally built, there are only 2 still active, the TI Europe and TI Oceania. In 2015, the ship, which is now widely regarded as the world's largest container ship, was christened. The MSC Oscar is an ultra-large cargo ship that belongs to the Mediterranean Shipping Company. It was built in South Korea for $140 million and now ships cargo all around the world. It is 240 feet high, 194 feet wide, and more impressively, 1,297 feet long. If this ship was standing upright, it would be taller than the Empire State Building. The Oscar is capable of holding 19,224 standard shipping containers, which is what got it recognized as the world's largest carrier ship in volume. The USS Enterprise is a currently inactive United States Navy aircraft carrier. It was the world's very first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, but the 8th vessel to have the name Enterprise. She is 1,123 feet in length, which makes her the longest vessel built for the U.S. Navy. Before being taken out of service in 2012, she was also the 3rd oldest naval vessel in commission, being originally constructed in 1969. It was for a while considered to turn the carrier into a floating museum, but because of its 2 nuclear reactors, it was deemed impractical or safe. Instead, all the electrical systems were turned off or removed, and part of the hull was cut open so that the reactors could be safely taken out. Maersk is currently one of the largest ships in the world that is still in service. It is the first container ship that was built in the E-class of 8 built by A.P. Moller-Maersk Group. Maersk and the 7 of its sister ships were the longest container ships in the world, Emma being the first to break that record. They are all 1,302 feet in length and can carry about 11,000 standard 20-foot containers. The most any of its sister ships carried was 15,011 standard containers. In 2016, Royal Caribbean beat its own record of world's biggest cruise ship with the release of its new Harmony of the Seas. This mega-sized cruiser is capable of accommodating 5,749 guests at double occupancy and 2,100 crew members. It has a gross tonnage of 226,963 and a length of 1,881 feet. Some of the 2,747 guest rooms are equipped with large large television screens that almost completely cover a wall from ceiling to floor. It includes a water park, 2 10-story dry slides, a fully functioning casino, 20 dining rooms, and a 1,400-seat theater. Royal Caribbean has a habit of beating its own record of largest cruise ships, so it's not unlikely we'll see an even bigger ship among their fleet in a few years. This supertanker is called the Pierre Guillemot and was built in 1977. It was the second biggest ship in the world at the time, only surpassed by Mont, the biggest ship ever built in history. Its namesake is the French politician of the same name who also founded Elf Aquitaine oil industry. It was 1,359 feet long, which means it would stand taller than most of the buildings in New York if it was upright. Unfortunately, it was only in service for about 5 years before it was decommissioned and scrapped because of its unprofitability and huge size that limited its scope of travel and docking ability. Sorry, Pierre. Mont was a supertanker that became known as the longest and largest ship built in all of maritime history. It was first built in 1979 and lived in active service until 2009. During its career, it went through several names, including Apama, Knock Nevis, Jar Viking, and Seawee's Giant. The ship was used to transfer goods, but because of its record-breaking weight and size, it wasn't capable of crossing the English Channel or Panama Canal. In 2009, it was intentionally beached in India for shipbreakers to turn it into scrap metals. A company called Freedom Ship International is looking to change history. They are in the works of building a vessel that is called the Freedom Ship that will be more than 2.5 times bigger than the largest ship in the world, the Mont. The Freedom Ship will be a luxurious, high-class floating city for the rich who have an insatiable wanderlust. It will be comprised of 520 steel cells, measuring 80 feet tall and be 4 stories high. It's planned to have a length of 4,320 feet, which is nearly 1 whole mile. It would circumnavigate the globe once every 2 years, making stops in major cities along every continent's coastlines. The Freedom Ship doesn't have an exact launch date as of yet, but if you want to live in this floating city, one luxury condo starts bidding at $1 million.